Yo, what's going on, everybody? Sorry I was a couple seconds late there. Just getting things hooked up and ready for us tonight. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Ooh, a little bit of ambient. Might be nice right here. Hope everyone had a good weekend. We're gonna wait a couple minutes before we get started so we can allow everyone to get in here that wants to be in here. I know there's a lot of games or something going on tonight, so we'll just give everyone a minute. While we have a minute, I'll give you guys a funny story of what happened last night. So last night, hold on one second. Okay. Change some volume on my headset here because it's really loud. So last night, yes, I know I'm a fitness coach, whatever, but I do dabble in the pizza, okay? I do like to enjoy some pizza from time to time. My wife gets Smell of Mushroom or Rosa's. I'm not really sure which one it was. It's fantastic, by the way. It was like grilled chicken with mozzarella. And so I was starving because I don't think I ate much yesterday, so I had like 4 or 5 pieces. Now, Hannah seems to think I have a gluten allergy. But I can eat bread and stuff like that and usually not have a problem. I kind of sometimes itch a little bit when I eat it, but not bad. Anyways, so I have like 4 or 5 pieces like back to back real quick, okay? And within like an hour, literally from my neck to my ankle bones, my ankles, I'm like covered in hives. Like, and I'm super itchy for hours. It was absolutely terrible. I don't know if I'm gonna eat pizza ever again. Great story, I know, right? I just remember I kept itching myself, and I was like, dude, why am I cold or something? What is this? And I take a look at my hold on one second, I spilled some bubbly. Take a look at I looked up my sweatshirt last night, and I'm literally blood red. Blood red. Not a good look. Yeah, I'm drinking bubbly out of straw. That's how I roll, baby. All right, tonight we're going to be talking about how much weight should you really be lifting? It's a good question. We're not going to really directly go over, like, the exact amount of weight. We're actually going to be talking about, like, rep ranges that I think are good to stick to. Before we get started, this is going to be for people who are not necessarily new to lifting. You could be, but maybe just don't know entirely what you're doing in the gym. Not that you can't take care of yourself or anything, or you've never been in a gym before, but this is gonna be for those people who are like, man, like I go to the gym, I just don't really know like how much I should be doing. Hopefully I'll answer that question for you tonight. Let's start with you beginners. The people, hold on a second, where did Lola go? The people who just started going to the gym, New Year's happened, you're like, man, I'm trying to lose some weight, trying to get toned up, looking good, getting beach ready, okay? But I have no idea what I should be doing. There is a big difference between lifting machines and lifting free weights. I love machines. I think you should use them when available. But I want to push you to always use free weights to some degree for your big movements. Your big movements being your bench press, your squats, and if you're going to do deadlifts or something of the sort, okay? Free weights for those. When you're working your arms, your shoulders, all that good stuff, if you want to use machines, awesome. But I always want to push, try to always use free weights as much as you can, and then use machines afterwards, or if you're just feeling tired, run down, or if it's just you're completely brand new. Let me go over why. So, when you first start out lifting, I don't know why every time I keep drinking out this bubbly, like water's up on the straw. When you first start lifting, a lot of you guys will tend to notice, let's just use an example for 10 pounds. You'll be like, wow, I can definitely lift 10 pounds. I lift bricks, I can pick up rocks, I do a lot of yard work. 10 pounds shouldn't be anything to me. But when you lift up those 10 pounds, you look like this. the bench press, right? You shake a lot. There's these things called stabilization muscles. And when you use free weights, you have to recruit these stabilization muscles to have a fluid movement, okay? So when you use machines, these stabilization muscles do not have to really activate because the machine is stabilizing the weight for you. So I really want to push that everyone use free weights, okay? For most of their big movements or their main movements of that day. This is for beginners. This is for those intermediates as well. Always, always, always use free weights. So how much weight? This is for the beginner, novice, intermediate. Let's not really worry about the experts. If you're just like, hey, I'm trying to lose some weight. I want to weight lift. I want to get stronger. I want to look better. How much weight should I be lifting? Right here now, stick with a rep range of 10 to 12 reps. Now, a lot of people get this confused of what this means. This doesn't mean you just pick a weight and lift it for 10 reps. What I want your mentality to be is, I want to pick a weight where when I get to my 9th and 10th rep, it is difficult. It is hard for me to finish that rep. Not to the point where you can't finish the rep, but like from a scale from 1 to 10, and I like to use this because I think people can understand it easily. 10 being like, this is incredibly difficult, I can't do it. I want you to be at a 7 or 8 on that 10th rep, okay? It is pushing you. Now, if the weight you use, let's say you use 10 pounds, and your 10th rep isn't so hard, push it for 2 more reps and hit 12. The reason I like this rep range is because we're going to not only work our strength, but our endurance. There are 2 different kind of muscle groups, and we're not going to go over them in depth tonight. But there are muscle groups that help us with strength. Muscle groups are muscle fibers that help us with endurance, speed, stuff like that. So work on strength, work on endurance. 10 to 12 reps is where you should be cooking in the gym. Now, if you work out with me at our gym, Zingler Strength and Conditioning, Zingler Fitness, 2 of the same thing here. I change the rep ranges quite a bit. And that's because I know my clients, I know the protocol, I kind of know where everyone lies, or I do know where everyone lies, and I like to go for certain goals, and so I will change the rep ranges to maybe 8, maybe 5, maybe 20. Don't worry about that. If you are someone who is just like, hey, I want to lift weights to look better, if I'm just getting started, if I've been lifting weights for a while, 10 to 12 reps will work for you. It is a perfect rep range. Now let's say you're at 10 pounds, you can get 12 reps. It's sort of difficult. You can push it to 15, right? Now, I think if you can rep more than 15 reps with something, you should be able to go up into the next level of weight class. So if 15s are hard for you, but you can rep out 10s for 15 reps, you should be able to get 15-pound dumbbells for 10. So yes, 10 to 15 is really the range, but I really want you to shoot for 10 to 12 reps, with that last rep being a 7 or 8 on that difficulty scale. And that goes for every single lift. Everyone's weight will be different based on body size, how long you've been lifting, what your goals are. But what a lot of people will see is that your strength is there, but your endurance is not. The first 5 reps will come easy. Then you hit that 6th or 7th rep and you're like, man, I am toasted. Perfect, right? 10 to 12 reps is what everyone should be kind of working towards. And like I said, shoot for 10. If 10's a little light, go to 12 reps. If you feel like you're at 10 pounds and you're trying to hit those 15-pound dumbbells, work your way up to 15 reps with those 10-pound dumbbells until you're able to lift those 15-pound dumbbells for 10 reps. Very, very simple stuff. That goes with goblet squats. That goes with any kind of lift you are doing. Curls, tricep pushdowns. Start with a 10 to 12 rep range there for every single lift. I do think too, for people who are just starting out, when you were lifting, 3 sets is great. The people you see doing 10, 12 sets, Maybe their endurance is there. Maybe that's the only exercise they're doing for the day. You know, to each their own. If you're a beginner who's just getting started, or you've only been lifting for a month or two, stick with just 3 sets for each exercise. And the reason for this is because I don't want you guys to do incredibly well on your first 2 or 3 exercises. Then you get to your 4th or 5th exercise for the day that are just as important as the first 2 and 3 exercises, and you're gassed. So push yourself 3 sets per exercise. Then move your way up to 4 sets. That is a good range to stay at. 4 sets per exercise. Does anybody have questions over any of that? I know that's pretty easy to understand. Take a look a little right here. I know it's pretty easy to understand, and like some of you guys might be like, well, I just want to know how much weight I should lift. Well, like I said, if you're able to lift a weight 15 times and it be somewhat easy, you need to go up 5 more pounds. You need to make sure that your last rep or 2 are pushing you for that 10th or that 12th rep, where you don't almost get it, but it's difficult for you to finish. That's how you need to do all of your exercises. So very quick, easy, great information there, because I think in the fitness world now, people have all these circuits, all these things they say work, and they do, but there's so much information out there that I think a lot of people who are just getting started, or the people who just want to go to the gym just to burn some calories, build some muscle, feel better, and lose some weight, stick to the rep ranges, 10 to 12 reps, 3 sets for those who are just starting or who've just been going for maybe a couple months, then move it up to 4 sets per exercise. I think 4 exercises a day is great to start out, and then 6 at least for those who've been lifting longer than 3 or 4 months. 6 exercises, 4 sets, 10 to 12 reps. Bada bing, bada boom. There's your answer right there. You don't gotta Google it. You do that, you push yourself for those 4 exercises, 6 exercises, 10 to 12 reps will be taken care of. I promise. I promise. And just to dive in, I want to do a whole other section too on free weights and machines, because when I was thinking about doing this live stream, I did think that, you know, when people go to the gym, they always tend to, you know, when you go to a gym that has 1,000 different machines, especially you women, and this is not coming at you, but you feel more comfortable with machines. It's hard to do the exercise wrong, because I know form is a huge factor. And when you're just getting started and you're trying to lift weights and you're kind of, you know, you're doing 10 pounds and you look like this, that's good. Okay, that means that your stabilization muscles are working, they're firing, and if you stick with it, you will soon start to see that the range of motion completing the exercise feels more fluid, because those stabilization muscles are activating, they're working, they're getting stronger. And I think when you do machines, or I do know when you do machines, you are not working those to the fullest extent. So let me give you a little example. I think it would be great for you guys if you're at the gym to do, let's say, goblet squats with dumbbells, okay? Do your 3 sets of 10 to 12 goblet squats with a dumbbell, and then maybe move on to a leg press machine that works your legs. That way you are working your stabilization muscles, and then you're also pushing your quads and hamstrings on a different exercise that helps you out, maybe because you're already tired from the goblet squats. So start with your free weights first, and then move on to your machines. I would never stick with machines throughout the entire workout, and I would never start with the machines unless you have some type of underlying issue. You know, if you want to work your shoulders and you've had rotator cuff problems, maybe machines might work for you. There's other free weight options that I think are better, but machines have their place, but they will not work those stabilization muscles. So I really, really want to push you guys to always make sure you are using free weights as much as possible. If you're trying to work just endurance, let's say you're a marathon runner and you're like, hey, I just want to go to the gym to get a little stronger and make sure my muscles can sustain a certain amount of, what's the word there? Just can just sustain for a longer period of time. Sure, up the rep range to 15 to 20 reps. But this is for the people who go to the gym that said, hey, you know what? I'm just starting out, or hey, I just wanted to go to the gym to lift weights. Stick with that 10 to 12 reps. I know if you work out with me, I change the rep ranges. Please do not use this live stream and say, okay, well, I'm gonna do that instead because I have certain goals for you guys and I change things up. That's the difference between having a trainer and doing things on your own. I'm not saying it's bad if you don't, but with a trainer, we can kind of change things around because we know where you're at, what your goals are. But for anybody who's just lifting to build muscle, burn a few calories, 10 to 12 reps. That is for you. And if you get stuck at a certain weight, stick with that weight till you hit 15 reps and then you're able to move up. Trust me on that. Any questions on that? Awesome. Awesome. I know tonight was a very easy live stream. Hopefully this information helps you out. I think, you know, a lot of people like to complicate things and say, okay, but I do this, I do that, do I superset, do it? Keep it simple. You know, fitness is just like everything else. It's know the basics, follow the principles, follow the basics first before you start jumping into all this advanced stuff. And, you know, dumbbell bench press, I know everybody knows that exercise, goblet squats. These are exercises I've been lifting since 7th grade. And these are exercises I still do to this day. They will work for you from the time you're 15 years old to the time you're 80 years old. And the rep ranges of 10 to 12 reps will take care of you for all those years. You don't have to change the reps. Modify the weight so it's pushing you. So you're at a level of a 7 or 8 on that last rep. And also don't eat pizza if you have a gluten allergy. Okay? I learned that real quick. Please, if you have any questions, ask them in the chat. If you know how. Awesome. All right. Well, like I said, I know this live stream was quick. Like I said, don't take this as in this is way too simple, it won't work. Give it a shot. Try it out first and let me know what you think. If this video helped you, or this video helped enlighten you on how to get started in the gym or how to stay active in the gym and still push yourself, please leave a like. Leave a comment if you have questions, or if there's other questions you have about lifting, please put those in the comments for me. I love you guys. If you're watching this live stream right now, I am so appreciative of you guys being here, especially on a Sunday night. If you're watching this live stream at another time, thank you. I love you guys just as much. And I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome Sunday night. Love y'all.